when the godfather is whipped, and there are some things that you expect would happen, because right here, guys, it is something that you would love to hear. And from here, I'll say good day to you wherever you are. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever. Please accept our greetings from wherever you are. And this is Saffron Media. We give you trending, exciting, reliable, and authentic happenings in Nigeria and more. And right here, it is saying that when the godfather is whipped, well, we know who the godfathers are right now in Nigeria, and Nigerians are not smiling because they really want to do away with godfatherism. Being Edo State as a good example for Nigerians. Okay, guys, details of this will come to you shortly, but before then, please, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please ensure you hit the subscribe button immediately, and also give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to turn on your notification bell, because that is the only way and the best way you get notified anytime we drop a new video. Okay, guys, without further ado, let us dive right into the details of this report. Nigeria's democracy has always been the wrestling arena for the rich and powerful, who are the enthroning powers of a system that favors and promotes their grip on the corridors of power. Since the dawn of this unbroken democracy over 21 years ago, those who are blessed with financial prowess had turned themselves into controllers of levelers of power to determine the direction of the political pendulum. Unlike in developed democracies where histories of politicians can be traced to their families spanning past decades, if not a century, constitutional government in our country is yet to leave footprints on our nation's political history. Since attaining political freedom from the British colonialists on October 1st, 1960, the British colonialists on October 1st, 1960, Nigerians have been more at home with military jackboots than the electoral ballot box. Nigeria's constitutional government was yet again temporarily terminated in the dying hours of 1983 when the Second Republic was overthrown. This military push killed the resurrected hope of another democratic experiment, sacked by Major Chukwuma Kaduna Nzogu when, on January 15, 1966, the five major overthrew the First Republic and killed Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa and other prominent regional leaders. With the return of democracy in 1999, there emerged a breed of politicians whose financial prowess and vast connection endowed them with the ability to determine the direction of the political pendulum. While the PDP-led government held the sway at the center, names like Alhaji Lamidi Adebibu, Chief Chris Oba, among many others, became the metaphor of godfathers in realizing political ambitions. Blessed with enormous financial empires, these political fathers were known to have sponsored cronies and ensured their camels passed through the eye of a needle. Boasting on the capacity of the fat pockets to game their system, it thus became easy for Nigerians to say, with good arrangement, devil can see God. It has been a long walk from May 1999 to September 2020, when the former Edo State Governor and Eastern National Chairman of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Chief Adams Oshiomhole, was forced to kiss the dust as he sought to impose his godson, Pastor Sage Ize Iyamu, as governor of the state. Not a few analysts had predicted bloodshed during the Edo State governorship poll, with both frontline parties of APC and PDP leaving no stone unturned to ensure victory. The atmosphere became cloudy, threatening to rain blood and violence on the state in a bid to avert the breakdown of law and order. The Inspector General of the Nigerian Police, Mr. Muhammad Adamu, redeployed about 30,000 to join other security agents to contain the activities of party thugs and poll riggers that had that had threatened chaos in the event their preferred candidate did not emerge victorious. While the bitter campaign continued to rage across the nooks and crannies of the state, the fear of unknown and the capacity of the Godfather to undermine the process darkened prospects of peace across the various polling units and wards in the state. It was even rumored that the President Muhammad Buhari-led government had already agreed to deploy the fearsome federal might to crush Governor Godwin Obaseki, who defected to the People's Democratic Party, had angered Yamu's camp for daring to be an ingrate. After being abandoned midstream with no political platform, Obaseki, after meeting with Buhari, had defected to the PDP, giving credence to several conspiracy theories. And there was more to it than meets the eyes. While news of the defection of Obaseki's aide were awash in the mainstream and social media, the governor refused to be discouraged by the wild rumors that were fueled by anti-Obaseki's media promoters. Now that the electoral verdict is out and Obaseki has successfully secured a second tenure, not a few see this victory as the downfall of the former national chairman of the APC. Some political analysts see the conquest of the former Labour leader as a dress rehearsal for 2023, where the various camps in the APC are plotting their survival strategy less than 3 years before the general elections. The triumph of Obaseki in last week's polls remains a defining moment on how fast crumbling godfatherism in politics can be in the face of determined voters. When we dent democracy to men and women of financial prowess to corrupt the system, we become willing accomplices in the ruination of democracy. For those who never believed that polls can be conducted devoid of thuggery and violence, the Saturday 19 election poll brought a refreshing hope for a country desperately seeking a political rebirth. The non-violent conduct of the election would not have been possible without the cooperation of the National Independent Electoral Commission (INEC), security forces and electorates, amongst others. More than any time in the past, the Professor Mahmoud Yakubu-led INEC rose to the occasion and refused to succumb to any form of inducement usually offered by wielders of political powers to turn the table against the popular will of the people, despite the fears expressed in some quarters that the deployment of no fewer than 30,000 policemen was aimed at intimidating the voting populace. The conduct of the security forces after the polls was commendable as they displayed patriotism and remained neutral. The creditable conduct of both INEC officials and security agents would not have been possible without the insistence by President Muhammad Buhari that the election must be free, fair to allow votes to count. His congratulatory message to Obaseki on his re-election remains a statesmanlike deed in Nigeria's journey and determination to make votes count. The decisive role of voters in making their votes count ensured the success of last Saturday's election against the backdrop of fear-provoking uncertainties that ripped across various polling units and wards in the state. The electorate displayed a resoluteness in standing up to defend their ballots, unlike in previous polls where people were content with receiving peanuts and allowing political renegades to hijack the electoral process. The voting public fully took charge. They worked towards ensuring the sanctity of the electoral system. So guys, you can see that that was it. And for those who think they possess the right of subjugating the electorate and promoting their selfish agenda, the Edo poll serves as a red flag. They may have successfully done that in the past, but the storm of opposition, as shown in the Edo polls, is set to blow across our nation. When that happens, those who have kept our democracy in chains will have no option than to be carried away and be atrophied by the democratic revolution. Our democracy becomes better when it is devoid of manipulations of godfathers. So my people, that is it. What do you think about this? Drop it in the comment section and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Do have a pleasant time. Bye for now.